I think it was 2005. Now, political correctness didn't start in 2005, but political correctness, this new wave, I think it really started in 2005 with Larry Summers at Harvard. And he said to a bunch of students, is it possible that more men are in STEM because they're genetically predisposed to be that way? Is it maybe natural that we have this imbalance with gender in STEM? And a woman in the audience stumbled out because she was having a seizure. And she said, I started to black out. From his question, not an affirmative statement, a question. So he was promptly fired for daring to think such things, daring to posit such theories. And his colleague, Steven Pinker, was asked, do you think that what he said was within the pale of legitimate discourse? And he goes, yes, everything's within the realm of legitimate discourse as long as it's presented with a degree of rigor. That's the difference between a university and a madrasa. But the madrasas have been reigning supreme ever since that moment. And it's really a war on facts. It's a war on hate facts. It's a war on noticing patterns. And if there's one place you'd think that you can see data and notice patterns, it's Google. And they have amassed some of the smartest and most skilled mathematicians, really, who are the best at accruing data and figuring it out. I've been to Google headquarters here in New York. They make you sign a million waivers when you walk in, but it's all dudes. The only blacks and Hispanics I saw at that headquarters were at the front gate. And that's because they focused on the meritocracy of this incredible rare gift, figuring out almost infinite data. It's like the NBA. You end up with a lot of tall black guys. No one, I don't care why, I just want them to be the best basketball players. But I think what Google is doing is they're sort of like Raiders of the Lost Ark. They have that Ark of the Covenant thing, and they know that if they open it up, everyone's face is going to melt. The entire liberal narrative is going to melt, and we'll realize, oh no, there are patterns. Men are more predisposed to mathematics and algorithms than women are. Let's hide it. Don't open this. So being autistic, as I'm sure 90% of Google employees are, they don't know that they don't know they have to keep their mouth shut and pretend everything is hunky-dory. So this Google tech put up, he had an inter-office memo, and he goes, he talks like a robot, and he's like, I have noticed a pattern that it seems natural that men are more predisposed to this kind of work. By the way, we don't hear this complaint with sanitation. No one says, why aren't more women in sanitation or sewer management or garbage collecting? But they have to be in tech for some reason. So he noticed a pattern, and he spoke about it, and he said, maybe we should have more of a diversity of opinion. He goes, we're at a point now where you get fired if you even question it. And he was promptly fired. In fact, the CEO cut his vacation short to come and deal with this. Google fires engineer who wrote memo questioning women in tech. I mean, it's a war on wondering. You can't even ask questions. Go down a little bit on that. I like what does this photo caption say? I can't read it here. Sinclair Pichai, Google's chief executive, said a memo written by an engineer promoted harmful gender stereotypes. So to notice a pattern is to promote something harmful. That's why he was fired. Now, what's shocking about this is it's the how benign these things are that get people fired. Like, pull up the thing. I think Ezra Levant put it on a website, diversitymemo.com. And I remember when I first saw this yesterday, the links didn't work. And they said, oh, we had to remove the links because they're inter-office Google Docs and you're not allowed to see them. But in this one, on diversitymemo.com, you click on the links. It doesn't go to a secret Google Doc. It goes to Psychology Today or something verifying it. So TL, too long, don't read. When you get this document, it's not that long. It says 10 pages, but this kid's a robot. So he's written it in point form, bullet points. And he goes, people generally have good, no, go up a bit. Look at these first bullet points. But anywhere you look on this doc, you will see totally rational, normal hate facts that don't hurt anyone. And don't say women don't belong in tech. He never said that. Google's political bias has equated the freedom from offense with psychological safety. But shaming into silence is the antithesis of psychological safety. He was shamed into silence for this. The silencing has created an ideological echo chamber where some ideas are too sacred to be honestly discussed. I mean, it's kind of great that he got fired. He's our Jesus. He's a martyr. And all this other stuff has come up since then. Like, we were reminded that managers have been keeping blacklists of people who have dared to stray from the religion, dared to stray from the narrative. And what these managers have at Google is a list of guys, like the tech who was just fired, who are slightly skeptical about the idea of perfect equality. I notice race hasn't come up here. Again, I did not see one black and Hispanic at Google's headquarters above the security desk. But that's next. Hide it. Hide it in the covenant. Don't melt people's faces. You will be fired if you question this. And you'll also be fired if you say, I'll get fired if I question this. That'll get you fired. I think that this is an incredible case because Google is a calculator. It's not a person. It's just an algorithm. And the algorithm shows truth. And I think Google is petrified of this incredible power because if there's one place that notices patterns, it's Google. And here's a pattern. Men are naturally more driven. Men are naturally more predisposed to do science, to do mathematics. It's in our DNA. And it resonates. This story has become so huge because people know that. This is why when I was on Hannity and I said most women would be happier at home, if I said most Jews are lizard people, that wouldn't have resonated because it's not true. But this exploded because they know it's true. When you have a hate fact sitting there and you show it to someone, it blows their mind because they go, I thought so. If you don't believe me about any of this, don't take my word for it. It's all out there. All the data is out there. This Google tech was just telling the world what was right in front of it. And if you don't believe me, you can Google it. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to Rebel Edge, where you can find all the videos that are exactly like this one, but different.